Hey folks, I'm Non-Euclidean Cat. Let's go digging.
Of course I miss you, darling. This is the loneliest place on Earth. Most exciting thing ever happens here is the day when it don't rain. Excuse me, darling, I got some work to do. What the heck is that? Get on in here, Pete. You got us a big old asteroid on a 3-week collision course with Earth.
The asteroid has been named Attila, after the war leader of the Huns, who devastated Europe just before the fall of the Roman Empire. Attila was first spotted in a tracking station in Borneo. According to NASA sources, the probability of impact with Earth is 99%.
5, 4, ignition, 2, 1.
The shuttle is up and away. This is not a mission the shuttle was designed for, but as Mission Commander Boston Lowe said in the press conference last night,
if the shuttle is the last hope of the human race, then it'll have to do the job, won't it? Wait a minute, folks. Let me introduce the landing team. Ludger Brink is a noted geologist. He'll evaluate our data on placement of the nuclear devices.
We have to be accurate. The idea isn't to blow Attila to bits. If we did, some of the pieces would certainly hit Earth with devastating effect.
And now I hardly have to introduce Maggie Robbins to you. She's probably the most well-known journalist in the world.
Maggie, you're famous for having once said that you never put up with censorship in any form. Now you're under NASA command.
Miss Robbins is a reporter by vocation, but on this mission she's...
I think I can answer the question myself, Commander Lowe. Danny, I trained for this mission, and I have work to do in laying the nuclear charges. When I come home, I'll be a reporter and tell you all about it. But during the mission, I'm part of the team, and I will obey Commander Lowe like any good soldier.
That may be the biggest news story of all. Maggie Robbins obeys orders.
In going over your bios, I find that Professor Brink is also a noted archaeologist, while it's well known that Maggie is a prodigy at learning new languages. Is this just coincidence?
Not at all. We wanted the best and the brightest for this mission. Dr. Brink and Ms. Robbins are not narrow specialists. They are resourceful, widely educated, and creative thinkers.
Does that apply to you too, Commander Lowe?
My job is to keep everybody alive. I don't have to be brilliant. I just have to be careful. The other 2 crew members will remain with the shuttle. Ken Borden is the most experienced shuttle pilot we have. Cora Miles is our payload specialist. As you all know, she's a candidate for Congress, but we figured saving the planet is more important than campaigning.
It's cheaper, too.
Any parting message for the people of Earth?
We have exactly one chance. We've got to do it right. Let all your prayers be with us.
Low here. Come on out, kids. The water's fine.
Robin's here. Going independent.
Welcome to the wonderful world of space. Don't bump into anything.
I'll be careful, Commander.
Brink here, going independent.
Howdy, Brink. Welcome to the place where geology and astronomy meet.
A professor once told me, astronomers are geologists with clean hands and a squint.
You going to quote him on that in some magazine, Robbins?
I'm just part of the landing team right now, Commander Lowe.
And with that, we are finally given control. Now that little 6-minute cinematic plays every single time the game starts up, so let's make sure we don't have to watch that again by bringing up the menu with the F1 key. Here we can see that the subtitles are a toggleable option, and in fact they start turned off, so I had to do a little bit of stealth editing there to get it in for you. So now, welcome everyone. Let's play The Dig. We're given control of Commander Boston Lowe, and he will be with us for the duration. The little cross cursor there is our control. Clicking when it is gray will move Boston about the screen. Clicking when it is blue will cause him to interact with an object in some capacity.
It's the pig. Payload Specialist Miles needs to use the remote arm to release it.
If Boston does not have the ability to interact with the, or to manipulate the object, he will just say something about its existence.
Brink. Come in, Brink.
Brink here. I read you.
Clicking on a person will initiate dialogue and bring up our little dialogue bar. Each of these options is a different subject upon which to talk about. The question mark and the exclamation point are static and will always be there. With that, we stop talking, and the rest of them change depending on where we are in the game. Now, there's a lot of dialogue in this game, and I'm going to be sequestering most of it in bonus videos, but...
What do you think of our star reporter?
Very unorthodox, bringing a reporter on a space mission. But she is very capable, and she writes interesting stories.
You see, now, Maggie's portrait has turned blue. That means there's nothing more to say. Clicking on it again will just cause dialogue to repeat.
Low out.
Robbins, this is Lowe. Do you read?
This is Robbins.
What do you think of our archaeologist, Brink?
I'm very impressed with his experience. He headed the U.S. Geological Survey team that mapped the surface of Venus.
He'll be taking a close look at the asteroid to make certain the detonation points they've chosen are suitable.
Low out.
Now that we know what our crew thinks of each other, let's take a look at our inventory. We start with 4 items. 3 of them will be keeping with us for the duration. The magnifying glass is used to just look at things rather than actually touch them. There are a couple cases where this is useful, but you'll almost never use the magnifying glass. The communicator, we'll see in a moment. The arming key is part of our detonation sequence. And the flashlight is a flashlight. The communicator has a minigame that I'll show off in the future, and the comm lets us talk to people over a distance. Brink and Maggie we've already spoken to, so let's talk to Borden.
Load aboard. Do you copy?
Like carbon paper, boss.
Any problem with us taking the pig now, Ken?
Just tell Miles and you can take the little squealer to market.
This is one big ugly pig.
Is that why Cora always calls it her baby?
I heard that, Ken.
Low out.
Miles, come in, Miles.
Yeah, Boston, I'm on you.
You wish.
In your dreams.
Now, on a couple of occasions, we'll have to talk to people to advance the story. In this case, as Boston said, we need to get our payload specialist to release our pig.
Ready for the deployment of the free fall tool chest.
Is the crew clear of the area?
Crew is clear. Proceed. Everything fine with the pig, Cora?
Looking sweet, Boston. You just be good to my baby.
Let's talk to Borden and see if he can tell us a little bit more about our mission.
Load aboard, do you copy?
I'm here, boss.
Are we in position, Ken?
Attila's given us less gravity than I expected, but the attitude jets are compensating.
You're saying Attila is less massive than we expected?
Hey, maybe Attila's nothing but a big old bubble. How do we know what's inside an asteroid?
Let me know if you notice something that would change our mission parameters.
Sure thing, boss. Right now, Attila's sleeping like a baby.
You ready for us to part company, Ken?
Everything's in position, boss.
Give us the go-ahead on the explosives, Ken.
Plant Alpha charge in Quadrant 2. Make sure you get it on a level surface so Attila blows in the right direction.
How's our little piggy?
Ugly as ever, but Cora might have a different opinion.
Blow out.
Alright, now that we've got a pig in space, let's take it up to the asteroid.
Load a landing team. I'm taking the pig down to the surface. Follow me.
You be good to my baby, Boston, you hear me?
We'll be back soon, Cora. Try not to miss me too much. Blow out.
And we are finally on Attila. Let's go take a look at our pig. See what our toolbox has for us. We're given our first batch of items. Now clicking on an item will put it into our hands. And then if the item is highlighted blue, clicking again will cause it to interact.
The explosive devices do not attach to each other. The shovel does not work well with explosives.
We can put away items in two ways. First is if we hover the item over the inventory and click. The other way is far more simple and is very, very important. You right-click and it just goes away.
The zero-G digger and shovel are designed to be used separately.
You will actually get stuck in the game if you don't know that you can do that. Now, fortunately, there is never an occasion where you will have to combine items. It's all just using one thing on another once. Now that we've got our tools, let's head on out into space and get to work. We have a very important mission to accomplish. Here on the outside of Attila, we have our 4 quadrants. Quadrant 4 is completely useless, we will never have to go there. Borden said to put our first nuke in Quadrant 2, so let's head on over and strap it down.
It's where explosive alpha should be placed.
And here we see basic item world interaction. Go into the inventory, pick up the item, close the inventory, and click on the target.
The ground's too rough to attach the charge.
And our very first puzzle. We have to clear the field.
Let's see if we can clear up old Attila's complexion. Nice and smooth now.
Simple enough.
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in Quadrant 2.
Acknowledged.
Could you give me a hand with this, Brink?
I'll be right there, Commander Lowe.
Excellent work, Brink. Ken, the charge is set.
Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud of you boys.
Let's get word from Borden as to our next step.
Borden? Come in, Borden.
I read you, Lowe. What is it?
Give us the go-ahead on the explosives, Ken.
Plant beta charge in Quadrant 3. Make sure you get it on a level surface so Attila blows in the right direction.
Blow out.
But of course, I'm forgetting something extremely important. The nuke's no use unless it's turned on, so we gotta take our arming key, set that right.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls. I'd say this charge is armed.
There we are. Now let's head on out and get that second charge planted.
There's a big rock right where I need to plant the nuke. Cora, Ken, I'm jamming the shovel in under the boulder, then using maximum down thrust to pry it up. Does that sound workable?
Well, I'm a little short on data about the tensile strength of shovel handles in 0G under maximum thrust conditions. In other words, who knows? It might work.
Boss, be careful. If the handle breaks, maximum down thrust will smash you right into Attila. You know the saying, whether the stone hits the glass or the glass hits the stone, it ain't gonna hurt the stone.
Thanks for the encouragement, Ken. Frank, if this actually works, the boulder's going to come flying straight at you. Better fly clear.
Thanks for the warning.
Looks like it worked.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up, take it with you, because you never know when you might need it.
I have the same rule, Cora, but I thought it only applied to women in bars. If you can pick her up...
Careful, Ken. You don't want to find yourself getting quoted as a sexist pig in Maggie's article.
I'm not here to spy on you.
Lighten up, Robbins. They're just teasing you. If they thought you were really a spy, they'd never talk freely on the open frequency.
Alright, now that we've got the surface cleared up, let's get that second charge in place.
Shuttle, this is low. Now placing the explosive on the base of the asteroid in Quadrant 3.
Acknowledged.
I need another hand here, Brink.
Of course, Commander.
last but not least, turn it on.
This asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Who writes your material, Commander?
I get it all out of the newspapers, Robbins.
Once again, let's get the lowdown from Borden as to our next step.
Borden? Come in, Borden.
This is Borden.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Come on back home and we'll celebrate with a banquet of food in the tube.
Blow out.
Guess that means we're good and done. Time to head on back to the shuttle.
Let's head back to the shuttle and watch Attila do the old fire dance. Borden? Come in, Borden.
This is Borden.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
All clear, shuttle.
Confirm doors closed.
Doors closed.
Explosives armed. Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss.
Do it. Now let's see, is it the big green triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
Here we go. We have detonation, Alpha and Beta.
What are the instruments showing?
Nothing big coming our way.
What's the pig telling us, Cora?
Attila's still in one piece. There's a lot of seismic bounce, some fracturing. We're stable again. The radioactivity in Quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken?
Everything's go for a surface walk at your option.
Then let's go, landing team. Let's see what Attila looks like after plastic surgery. Be careful, kids. Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making speeches, Robbins. I'm concerned about keeping everybody alive.
Commander, I can collect rock samples later. Right now, I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
We're gonna do it eventually. We might as well do it now. You agree, Robbins?
I'm game for it.
I've called the pig. We'll send it on ahead to light the way.
Remember, any rock may be loose, and any wall may collapse at any time.
Please be careful, everyone. Cora, send down the pig, please. We'll need the light. See anything unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosion.
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... Old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some odd projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
Alright, let's start taking a look around Attila's guts.
Look at this, Brink. This can't be natural.
Definitely not. A metal plate. Definitely an artifact.
An artifact? But who could have put something like this in a tunnel?
Yes, I think it's clear. Wherever Attila came from, there was someone there.
Could this be part of some kind of message? Like the one NASA put in Voyager?
If it's a message, I don't understand it.
Whatever it is, we've got to tell Houston immediately.
Negative, Robbins. I'm clamping down total security as of this moment.
You've got to be kidding.
You've been telling me all along you just want to be an ordinary member of the mission. I've had secret orders all along to look for any sign of alien presence on this rock. And now that we've found it, my instructions are clear. What I want to hear from both of you right now is, I understand, Commander Lowe.
I understand and agree, Commander Lowe. There is nothing to be gained from a premature announcement.
Robbins.
I understand, Commander Lowe.
Ken, Lowe here.
I read you, boss.
Tell Houston that I said Attila's a real Hun.
What? Is that some kind of joke?
Just tell them, Gordon. You'll receive new communication protocols immediately afterward.
Oh, cool. This is like a secret code.
Just thank Cora. You're the only one in Congress who knows anything about this.
Houston says the message is received and they're transmitting new codes.
We're getting back to work down here, Ken. Low out. I'm giving this baby a little push.
If that doesn't work, Commander, give it a big push.
The plate just dropped down, inside something.
The plate is gone?
It's a small, dark opening.
I think you're right, Brink. The stone projection isn't natural.
Yes, but what is it doing here?
Brink, I wish I knew what these odd projections are.
I've taken pictures of them for analysis.
Examining the other one gets the same response out of Brink. So let's dig these puppies out. After we shuffle our inventory around a bit.
I may be criticized for it later, but I'm gonna dig out one of these odd projections.
It's your decision, Commander.
It's another metal plate.
I wish there was some sort of inscription.
We're 3 for 3 here, folks.
I've heard of putting a message in a bottle, but never in a big rock.
And now with all the plates dug out, let's send them down.
I'm going to push another one.
I wish we could be sure we weren't destroying whatever message they meant us to receive.
It seems to me that if they didn't mean us to push these metal plates, we wouldn't be able to push them.
This metal plate has got to have some purpose.
Here's number 3. It disappeared too.
Definitely not a natural deposit. Definitely not a natural deposit.
Here's the last one.
Well, we've done it. Whatever it is we did.
Well, here goes nothing.
We're with you, Commander.
So, the asteroid is hollow. Time to update Houston. Low to shuttle. Static. Must be all this rock.
We're cut off. Should we go back outside and call them?
Nah, they can sit tight for a few more minutes while we poke around.
Yeah, fuck those guys. They don't need to know about this crazy structure on the inside of an asteroid. Let's go see what the far wall holds for us. Well, there's our plates from the outside. Let's see what the aliens want from us.
What's happening?
Unmoving!
Like someone turned me inside out twice.
It's a little difficult to move now.
That's because we've got gravity. Planet-type gravity. We're not inside the asteroid anymore. And the pressure is equalized. There's an atmosphere.
Can we breathe it?
Our suits are checking that automatically. There we are. Yes, it's at least as breathable as the air in LA. Of course, there's always the danger of airborne infectious agents.
I don't think so. Alien microbes should be no threat to us. They have not evolved to make use of our cell structures.
The oxygen in our suits won't last long anyway. I say we take them off and save the remaining oxygen for the return trip.
If there is a return trip.
Yeah, tastes good.
Surprise, surprise. Attila was a spaceship all along.
A starship, faster than light. We're not in our own solar system. No planet but Earth has an atmosphere like this, and this ain't Earth.
After so many years of bad TV shows and crackpots with phony pictures, here is the real proof. There is alien life.
Low to cockpit, over. Low to payload, over. Yeah, I'd say we're out of range. Way out of range.
I don't see any aliens coming to greet us.
For all we know, it might have been 1 million years since these people sent out Attila, and they long since died out.
I don't know about you, but I didn't pack a lunch.
Or a can of pop.
Well, we might as well look around and learn what we can about this place. We might be here a while.
We're gonna save that for next time, Lo. That was a hell of a trip, and it's time for a nap. See you all next time.